Hello everyone and welcome back to the Common Sense Crypto channel. As with you always, this is Rich doing another video today on XRP. So I hope you're all having a wonderful day today wherever you are in this great world. We're gonna talk about XRP. And this comes from XRP Captain. Credible Crypto is saying that XRP can reach a $1.2 trillion market cap in Q1 2025. That would give XRP a price of $22. That's definitely achievable. We have a lot to look forward to going into 2025. But I think as the year plays out, I think it's going to get much bigger for XRP and utility-driven cryptocurrencies. I think we're going to get crypto regulations ahead of ISO 222. I think the institutions are going to rush to these ISO cryptocurrencies as well, getting on board before they start moving the world's money. But $22 XRP in Q1, that's definitely possible. Then there's this, Trump and Japan tech conglomerate SoftBank announced $100 billion in U.S. investment. They're going all in on AI. I kept saying AI is going to start to pick up momentum in 2025. They're also saying this is going to create 100,000 jobs over 4 years. There's going to be a lot of new jobs when it comes to AI. But this is big, and guess what? Ripple is partnered up with SoftBank to announce a $100 billion U.S. investment with real Donald Trump. Remember, when Ripple hired ex-SoftBank director as head of public policy at the end of 2023. It all comes back to Ripple. And Trump is talking about the golden age of America. Take a listen.
But this will be the most exciting and successful period of reform and renewal in all of American history, maybe of global history. The golden age of America, I call it. It's begun. So it's the golden age of America, and that's what it's going to be.
Now, think about this, okay? So Trump met with Ripple over the summer. He met with Ripple back in 2018. If we're going into the golden age of America, I think Ripple is going to play a very big role in that. I think Ripple is set to strengthen the US dollar as well. Anchorage Digital has been approved by the New York State Department of Financial Services for a BIT license to operate with digital assets in all financial capacities. XRP RLUSD custody solution for institutional clients. You see how this already opened up a lot of doors. It's going to continue to open even more doors as we push ahead. RLUSD is going to open up a lot of doors at a lot of banks. We're probably going to get announcements from a lot of those NDAs as well. I think this is going to be much bigger than people actually think. With the US stepping into the crypto market, companies are rushing back to set up shop to grasp onto the thundering herds, net new wealth management capital, BlackRock, JP Morgan, Morgan Stanley. Money is flowing back towards the United States with no capital gains tax on certain crypto. Now, we don't know if that's going to happen yet or not. There's a good chance of that happening under Trump, though. Take a listen to this.
You know, by and large, in many countries we have it. Infrastructure, we have it. What could be the catalyst that brings about this billions of dollars more from the players you mentioned?
You know, it's interesting. If you look over the last decade or so, when I got involved in this space about a decade ago, we were talking about whether the technology was resilient. Will it work and will it scale? And I think now we can say with a lot of certainty that it has scaled. It is resilient. It can be used globally, and there's trillions of dollars of assets are locked up in blockchain. So let's not debate whether or not the technology works. Then, to your point, it was, well, but we're going to need some sort of harmonized regulation across the world. And we're seeing, I think you're right, we're seeing enough of that now to feel confident that in every major jurisdiction in the world, and crucially, the most important one, the biggest one of all, the big kahuna, the US market, it's still the biggest capital market in the world by an order of magnitude. Now, I think that is a catalyst. And for us, and I think a lot of projects in this space, for the last few years, the US was persona non grata. We wouldn't go there. We wouldn't even consider setting up a business there. I think now the chatter in our industry is, how quickly can you move in? Because if you see the wirehouses, the UBSs, the Morgan Stanleys, the thundering herd, as they call it, coming into the space, that's net new wealth management capital coming in. That feels like the capital that'll allow us to catalyze and grow. So I think that US catalyst is important. But I think we're going to need to see a little bit of innovation. I think we're still a little bit stuck.
Here's what I think is going to happen. Now that we have crypto-friendly politicians heading to the White House, I think we're going to have a surge of companies coming back into the United States, crypto companies, and that's going to bring that institutional adoption as well. But did you take notice? He said harmonized regulations globally. That's global crypto regulations. That opens the door for everything. Once you have that in place, the institutions will follow, and that comes from Mr. Man. XRP drops put this out. New Ripple RLUSD Advisory Board. Rahul Rajan was a former governor of the Reserve Bank of India, vice chairman of the board of the BIS, chief economist at the IMF. Is it starting to make sense yet? When Ripple adds these people to their advisory board, it shows you what the elites are looking at. These people once worked at the BIS and the IMF already. Look at the way the World Economic Forum talks about Ripple as XRP being the future, XLM being part of the future. The new financial system is coming. Why would these people take a job at Ripple if Ripple was not going to play a major role in the new financial system? And here's what he had to say back in 2019 about Ripple and XRP.
You could talk about the idea of the old concept of the banker coin and a neutral asset being in place of a global reserve status of the dollar, and possibly that being XRP.
What you're asking for is whether there's a possibility of a global currency, and to some extent that's what Libra was trying to do. And as I understand it, that's different from what XRP is trying to do. And the reason is as follows. As soon as you go to maintaining the value, right, some kind of stable coin, a whole set of regulatory concerns get triggered. I have to make sure that there is corresponding financial or real assets backing this notional value that they seek to maintain. That looks a lot more like a bank, right? Because you're promising some claims which are fixed, and that requires regulation for reasons I just talked about. Now, once you get an army of regulators, every central bank looking at it, then the question is, have you added a whole set of transaction costs to this, and is it worth, is it that useful? As I understand it, what is attempted with XRP is not so much maintaining the value, but offering a vehicle for exchange, which is quite different, because there you can have value fluctuating. All you need is value to be stable for 10 seconds while the whole transaction.
XRP, what he's saying is XRP does not fit as a CBDC. RLUSD can become a CBDC. It's a stable coin. XRP was built to move CBDC from one country to another. So it could move RLUSD to the EU. It can move RLUSD to Britain. It could move it anywhere in the world. So I did look at RLUSD as more of a stable coin than XRP. But every single stablecoin is going to need a bridge currency, a trust layer. That's where XRP comes in. And that's the guy that just got added to the Stablecoin Advisory Board, along with Ken Montgomery. He was a former first vice president and chief operating officer at the Federal Reserve Bank of Boston. Think about that. They added someone from the Federal Reserve as well. These people worked at central banks. Now they're working at Ripple. That tells you everything you need to know. This is what a strong foundation looks like. And you see it right here. You have Chris Larsen, executive chairman of Ripple, Sheila Bair, former chair of the FDIC and founding chair of the Systemic Risk Council, David Puth, former CEO of Center Consortium and vice chairman of North America Partners Capital, and now they just added Ken Montgomery and Raghu Rajan, two central bankers. It's all coming together perfectly. It looks like RLUSD may be the, I want to say, global central bank digital currency, like the one world currency. But I don't want to go that far quite yet. But it's starting to look like a CBDC, more than just a stablecoin. I want to know what your thoughts on that are. Put it in the comments section down below, because I'm just speculating on this and giving you my thoughts on it. What he said, can we get RLUSD, Charles? Charles says, working on it. RLUSD is awesome. So if Charles Hoskinson thinks RLUSD is awesome, I think it's pretty awesome as well. I want to see what kind of value it brings to XRP. Because once RLUSD brings value, we know with what RLEUR is going to bring to the price of XRP and so on. As Ripple launches stablecoin after stablecoin in all these countries all around the world. Fun fact Monday, RLUSD is the only NYDFS approved stablecoin in crypto to date. Translation, every New York Wall Street institution can now buy RLUSD to use directly in the everyday business transactions. This is why RLUSD and XRP were created. Here comes the liquidity to reestablish the dominance of the US dollar. It's starting to show you what is going to strengthen the US dollar going forward. And if you look at global reserve currencies since 1450, first it was Portugal, 80 years, Spain, 110 years, Netherlands, 80 years, France, 95 years, Britain, 105 years, USA, 80 years. The US dollar was the reserve currency. So either something has to start to strengthen the US dollar once again, or it will lose its reserve currency status. Something will take its place. Something like RLUSD may take the place of the US dollar as a reserve currency. Even David Schwartz said there can be multiple reserve currencies. I think he was talking about XRP and XLM when he said that. But it could also be another stablecoin. Hedera is now launching a stablecoin as well. We really don't know for sure yet what's about to happen, but you're starting to see it come together now. Remember that massive network I always talked about? It's forming right in front of you. This is the path forward. Once you start getting the doors opened at all these banks, once RLUSD starts embedding itself into the current financial system, I think we're going to see the digital shifts start to happen from the traditional financial system into the new financial system. And us, as XRP holders, We're going to get very rich as this happens. But until it does happen, stay patient, stay positive, and we will get rich together. With that said, I'm going to wrap up this video. I want to thank you all for watching. I appreciate all of you. I'll see you in the next one. Have a great night.